Hello, my name is Frankie Banton and I'm joined here with Jacob from Green Gardens. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. Really good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Enjoying this weather. Really
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
for
right.
March. So
Yeah.
first off, would you like to just introduce yourself and tell our audiences a bit about Green Gardens? Just all the usual stuff like who you are, how you started. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Jacob. I'm a quarter of Green Gardens. I write the songs. I play bass and keys and sing. Yeah, so Green Gardens, we're sort of a say like art rock quartet, um, and we all met at well, what used to be Leeds College of Music is now Leeds Conservatoire, studying various different things. Yeah, we've been going for about 4 or 5 years, released a load of stuff, took it all off streaming because we didn't like it, released some more stuff. So that's, and yeah, so we're on, we're in all the usual places. But yeah, that's us pretty much.
Nice. So what have you been up to recently? Obviously it's been locked down for over a year now. What's the latest with Green Gardens?
So it's all getting a bit exciting, really. So not that it's usually not exciting, but it's getting especially exciting. We were quite lucky with the first lockdown in that we had sort of done a load of work for our first EP, which is called Sauna Teach Me How to Breathe, which we released in May. So obviously lockdown was, well, about this time, about March in last year. So we'd done all this work. We like just finished recording some music videos. It was just getting mixed and mastered, and then lockdown came in. So we had sort of a big press run up for, well, for a few months at least. Then we released it, and then sort of all the press that comes after that as well, we did. So that sort of took up quite a lot of lockdown, and then just been sort of straight onto the next one. So basically, yeah, so for the last 6 months we've been writing, recording. We managed to get into the studio when lockdown was a bit, well, more eased than it is now. And sort of very recently we're basically gearing up towards the next single, which is due in May. I think that is actually an exclusive. I don't think we've announced that. So there you go. Yeah, so we're releasing our next single in May, which is the first of a few songs that we got recorded in the last this year basically, and the end of last year. Yeah, and yeah, we're because we can't really meet up with talented people like photographers and videographers, we're basically having to do it all ourselves. We got a cheap camera on eBay, and we're having to take our own photos and do our own videos. So yeah, so that's kind of fun. So we've been getting on with a lot of that, and just trying to make this release as fun and cool as possible while we're still trapped in our own house. So yeah, that's
Definitely.
nice. That's basically that's it. Yeah,
that's really exciting. I mean, I absolutely love it. I guess lockdown has kind of made bands do stuff themselves, and getting your own camera, I think it'll add your own kind of unique twist on things. So that's really exciting. Would you say your new single that's out in May, would you say it's kind of similar to your old stuff, or completely different, or?
Well, me and Chris were talking about this yesterday, I think. So we just got the masters back, and it's a weird one because we released a song ages and ages ago, about like 4 or 5 years ago, called I've Wanted, which is our first song we ever put out, and that was like really indie, very sort of dancey, and it didn't really sound like us anymore, but it's it was sort of very vocal heavy. It's yeah, we like it, but it's just not. It did really well. I say really, it did better than the rest of our songs. So anytime anyone would go on any streaming service, they would end up listening to that song, and then sort of listening to the rest and going, this doesn't make any sense. It's complete nonsense. But basically, yeah. So this new single is a bit like that really old song, which is kind of weird, but mixed also with like Buried in Snow, which is a single from our last EP, which one of the singles. So it's a little bit heavier, but it's I think that, yeah, we want it to be like, it's supposed to be uplifting and optimistic, which hopefully, yeah, is what it comes at a good time for everyone. And
Yeah.
just as the sun's out and we're listening to it, it's seeming to make more sense, because we were trying to do all this optimistic stuff in like December, when it was like middle of a national lockdown, and you're watching the news and going, oh God, have we just completely missed the mark here?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Well, I'm really excited to hear it, and I'm sure everyone else is too. That'll be really exciting. So your track Aaron from your EP is on the playlist for BBC Music Introducing West Yorkshire. That's also really exciting news, and it kind of gets you on that pedestal for the BBC. So how does that make you guys feel that it's on there?
Yeah, so Emily Pilbeam, who does all the introducing stuff, has been really like just really supportive with us. Like that, so yeah, Aaron was released almost a year ago, and she's, you know, still putting on a playlist and stuff. I think it was Piano Week last week, which is kind of vague, but there's a piano in it, so we made it. So yeah, she put it on a playlist this week, which is it's just really, she's just been super supportive. And when we did the I think she played every song, almost, or nearly every song from the EP. It was on the playlist at some point, and it got on there. And just, yeah, introducing is just such a good tool. It's been a good tool for us and bands that are, you know, bigger than us and bands that are smaller than us. You know, it's so all encompassing for this region, and I think it's given us a lot, even just because I know people listen, and I know yeah, it's just a nice way to get heard, and we've got gigs off the back of that stuff, and we've got, you know, really nice opportunities off the back of that stuff. And it's just quite nice to be played on the radio. I think we're a lot more into radio than we are streaming services and things like that. As much as that's sort of a not a very direct.
It's good to go back in the good old days when that's how people discovered new music, was on the radio. So that's it's all good. So speaking of gigs, with venues opening up again soon, which is really good news, have you got any gigs planned, either in Leeds or elsewhere?
Yeah, so we're starting to sort of get a few together. I'm not sure whether I'm technically allowed to announce any yet, but we've definitely got a festival. We've got a festival at the end of the year. We've got I can announce that we're playing The Great Escape this year, which is cool.
Okay.
Which is online, but it's nearly a gig. So we're doing some recording for that. So that'll be a really cool live session that we're going to do. And we do have some gigs booked in. I'm just not sure whether I should say or not, but it's really exciting, and they're really good, and they are in Leeds. So okay. I'm sure that's safe to say.
Yeah. Well.
Sorry, that's very helpful.
No worries. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, keep an eye on our stuff, and we'll be chatting about it loads, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good news. So moving on to the band's artwork, who is kind of behind all of that? And you know, you've got merchandise and t-shirts with cool design on, and I can speak as a first-hand owner there. So definitely. You know, you've got like the artwork on the EP and the cassette, and then on the t-shirt as well. So who's kind of behind all of the band's brand?
It's the guy that does them all is a guy called Alex Brown, who's he is the friend of a friend, but we stumbled on him we went into the arts uni's sort of end of year show maybe a couple of years ago, and he had all these really cool sort of scratchy pencil drawings of old like blues musicians, which isn't very like us, but they were just really nice drawings. Yeah, we just got in touch with him, and he always just sort of goes above and beyond with it. Like we give him a few ideas, and he'll sort of just send us loads of stuff back. And he's so for the EP we had this idea of just so that the cover is supposed to be like it is a landslide sort of thing, which I won't try and analyze it too much, because that'll just completely take the mystery and the heart out of it. But it is sort of a landslide. It's not, and it's the way that I don't like. It blows my mind how he does it. I can't draw at all. So he's the way that he sort of interprets these things, and like he always asks what the songs mean and what it's all about, and I feel like he just injects it in a really beautiful way. And yeah, we're using him again for some more songs we've got coming up, and he's always really on it with this stuff. So he like gives us loads of stuff and goes, yeah, you can use it for merch, you can use it for whatever you want. And it's just really nice to have someone sort of enthusiastic about it and on board. But yeah, he's just a really good artist. There's not much. I don't know more about him than that. I wish I did.
It's really nice. I guess if he has a deep understanding of your music, then it kind of reflects that in the artwork that he produces for you, which is a really nice thing. And it kind of all makes the collective music and the artwork come together in such a nice way. And it really works as well. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he's. I always think of it like, and this is with like photos and videos and anything as well. It's like sometimes it feels like a bit. You go, oh, you got to think so much about branding, and it can bog you down a bit, because you want to be consistent, but you want to be honest, and you want it to. But it's if you think of it more like a sort of it's just a really good opportunity to like illustrate everything you want to say with the song, but you know, you get all these other opportunities to do it, and that's really cool and that's really exciting. And I think he gets that. And it's like, for us now, I look back on the artwork that he's done for old releases, and you look at them and it sort of just conjures up. You almost can't separate the art and the song. It like, for us, it all just merges together, like you said. So it just completely makes sense, and that's how you should feel. I think maybe I think that's not a bad thing.
No, definitely. No, that's really nice. So the next thing, I actually walked past you a while ago after we last spoke, and as we passed, I thought, oh, I should have said hi. I don't know why I didn't, but is that kind of something you experience around Leeds a lot, like bumping into people that might know you but you don't know them, or is it like you find your main audience is in Leeds, or is it elsewhere?
Yeah, I mean that's just, that happens all the time. I think it's especially like the people that I'm like you, like that I know now, but obviously I've had no chance to even meet. It's like you walk past people and you go, I've never actually met you, I don't know who you are, I've just like emailed you 3 times or something, but I know who you are through like Instagram or something. And you go, I'm probably not going to say hello, I don't actually know you, but like obviously I would say hello to you. I'm not just going to but yeah, it's a really nice little not little, it's a really nice sort of, for want of a better word, nice scene in Leeds. It's I work at the Broodnell as well, so that's a big sort of hub for it, I suppose. It's just everyone's just about there, and you see faces all the time, and it's just really nice. And that's something that I've missed definitely with this. Well, one of the million things is like just having that familiarity with people, and it's something that's so special about just having that community around you. And we get like loads of support from just anything from friends to like organizations and things in Leeds. Like it's all, we feel very loved by by, whether we are or not, it's different, but we feel it's a really nice, supportive community around there. So yeah, I think walking around is just because like I live really close to like Hyde Park Book Club and places like that, and there's always a friendly face there, and it's always usually kind of music related or something to do with that. So you feel like you're in good hands walking around these parts, at least.
Yeah, that's the really nice thing about Leeds, and I guess because you studied at Leeds Conservatoire as well, so you've kind of built your own community there, and over the years people have gotten to know your music more and more, and with things looking exciting for you guys, then it'll only get, I guess that will expand, especially when gigs and stuff get started again. So yeah, that's really exciting. So if you could collaborate with any artist in the world who's alive, let's say, who would it be and why? And then I'll ask you after this, who would you collaborate with that's Leeds based, like a Leeds artist?
Okay, I can't butter anyone up then. I'll oh God, I wasn't prepared for that. Alive. Just trying to think. We've been listening to loads of the Midlake. Like we absolutely love Midlake. I don't know if they're still together. Are they? I'll look that up afterwards.
I'm not too sure either.
Yeah, we'll see. But that sort of thing would be amazing. I think it's a weird one with collaboration, because as much as I'd love to, you love to collaborate with bands, I'm equally really bad at collaborating. I don't like anyone sticking their fingers in, because even if they'll make it better, just because I think I'm just a bit of a weird, like, romantic with it, that if someone can do everything themselves, then it must be like the most like pure, it's the most pure version of that song. Whereas if it's gone through like 100 different songwriters and then 100 different producers, and everyone's sort of putting their fingers in the pie, it's gonna be a bit sort of distorted and feel a bit dishonest. It'll still be cool, but I think that, yeah, but I'm not sure who I'd, maybe just like a really amazing producer or something like that. But yeah, as far as bands, I'm not sure. Maybe Bill Callahan. He's got a nice voice. He could sing. That'd be good. And I won't have to do anything. I can just sit down in the back. but yeah, that's my answer. There you go. Bill
Nice.
Callahan's voice.
So I guess yours and Chris's harmonies in your music, it works so well together, and I think having that connection as well, because you guys obviously live together, I think, don't you? So having that really close friendship and connection with your bandmate, is that reciprocated with the rest of them? Like, are you like a family, or like brothers, or what's the kind of dynamic with the band?
Yeah, we don't really like the other two. They just they're just about no, yeah, we're all super close. Like other Jacob just lives down the road, so we've been very safely and responsibly seeing him here and there, and we've been allowed to rehearse, luckily, through a mass program, so it's legal, so don't call the police. Yeah, no, it's I think it's super important. We all just have a lot of fun. Like it's as much as it's, you do have to take it seriously, because you get a bit of support, and like people are putting, like this release, people are putting a bit of money behind us, and we're getting a lot of really exciting opportunities. So you do have to take it kind of fairly seriously, but I think we take it seriously to the point where it's like, right, we're in a position now that we can get in a room and play together, and then it's just then you can not do what you want, but just have a bit of fun with it. And like yeah, Bob and Jacob, who are the other two, are just just really awful, but they, you know, they make it along, and then no, they're not. That's not fair. Yeah, no, they're all great. I think we've just been together so long. It's nothing's really out of bounds anymore. We feel very, very like comfortable and close to each other. Yeah, it's really nice. I can't imagine what it'd be like to be in a band where you didn't feel like that. I just imagine it'd be a bit awkward, and because things can get a bit like, well, as with any creative thing, everyone's got like just wants what's best for the band. So if it's fine to have like disagreements about these things, but I feel like if we didn't get on, it would just be a bit I don't know, it just wouldn't be,
make it 100 times harder.
yeah, exactly, because I can go to Chris and go, you know, if I really thought it, not that I ever have done this, but if he wrote a song and I hated it, I'd go, I really don't like that, honestly, like. But usually we're so on the same page with it all, like that would never happen. But it's like knowing that you can sort of talk like that and feel like that with people, and if someone does something in a rehearsal and it just sounds absolutely dreadful, you can just sort of be like, don't ever do that again. And it's fine, and they go, yeah, fair enough. So yeah, it's cool, it's really nice, like, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, as I said before, yours and Chris's harmonies work so well together. Was that kind of something that it just happened automatically and you thought, oh yeah, that sounds really great, or did it kind of develop over time and you thought, okay, yeah, we should do this more often in our music, you know, and in the new stuff? Is that both your voices? Can we hear that coming through, or what's?
Yeah, I think with first off, it was, I think we were both really into like everything's first album. We both like love that, and like that's very vocal. It's still a bit like techie and cool, but it's still like they use their backing vocals so well. And then we were like, right, let's just do that. Like, we want to do something like that. And I think when we were first starting off and we weren't actually very good, that was what sort of carried us through a bit, because we were just sort of you can put some nice harmonies on top of anything and it sounds quite nice. So we were sort of that was sort of carried us through a bit. But yeah, I think with the new stuff we like how our voices sound together. I think because obviously we both sing the sort of lead part, or the sort of the top line in different songs, and so that I think it gives us a bit more sort of just like whoever's on top. Obviously then you get a complete different texture with if Chris is singing underneath me, or Chris can sing above me, or, you know, same the other way around, I can sing above Chris or him below me. And like we've been singing together for so long now that I think you sort of realize the inflections of it. Like if Chris sort of knows when I'm gonna go, you know, if I'm holding a note or something like that, he knows when I'm going to choose to sort of or give up on that note, or he knows if I'm going to sort of jump the gun a bit. With it, he knows if I'm going to sing out of time at a certain point. So he sort of sing, and I try and do the same with him, but he's a bit better at it than I am. But yeah, it's the familiarity. Sometimes you don't you never really realize you're doing it, but I think we sing together so much that it just feels really, really natural, and you don't have to think about it too much. And yeah, with the new stuff, with especially this song that's coming out in May, we've got about 4 or 5 voices all crammed on top of each other, so it's
Wow.
it should be fun, should be good.
Yeah, I guess that's the benefit after being together for so long, and you know, as you go throughout your career, you'll keep on developing and get used to each other's habits, so it all really gels together nicely. And I think that's the beauty of, you know, like we were saying earlier, getting on really well and just having that kind of relationship with each other where you can just tell each other, oh, no, that was bad, don't do that again, or you'll all be like, yeah, that was great. So that's it's really nice. So coming to the end of the interview now, just got one kind of last question. Where is your favourite pub or bar in Leeds? Or in other words, where can we catch you in a couple of weeks' time when the pub's open?
Yeah, I have to say Brood now because I work there, and it is great. It's yeah, I have to say that. But I tell you what, we found on my birthday actually, I went to the Kirkstall Bridge and got some chips, and that was nice. And I'm just listing pubs now, and I found the Chemic Tavern, which is about 5 minutes away from me, which I didn't even know existed. Chip shop next to that, chips and a pint, sit outside, lovely.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I could list pubs all day.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good ones in Leeds. But...
Actually, one more. There's a pub right by Kirkstall Abbey that I've never been inside. So and we're gonna go on a big walk, sit by the Abbey with a pint. That's my plan. Nice.
Well, it sounds great. And I guess I'll conclude the interview here, but it's been really nice chatting to you, Jacob. As I said earlier, this is Jacob from Green Gardens. Make sure to check their new single out in May when that comes out. And thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure chatting to you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Nice to chat.
No worries. Okay, thanks, Jacob. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.